Hello and welcome back to another episode of World Tour on Football Manager 2021. So since the last episode, we have made quite a few signings. There's been a few sales as well. We've played a few matches, only one of them a competitive one. We'll run through all of that before we get into today's games. So we'll start off with the transfers. And the first transfer in was Itumeleng Shabalala on a free transfer from Orlando Pirates. He will be our starting defensive midfielder today. He is currently injured though. He's just picked up an injury, a twisted ankle, so he's going to be out for between 2 to 4 weeks. So he won't be playing any part in today's 2 matches, but will be our starter in the future. Because he's got a few caps for South Africa already. He's only 20 years old. He's rated as a 3-star defensive midfielder with the potential to get up to 4 stars. And he looks pretty decent. His passing and first touch are particularly nice. Then we've got Leon King signed on a free transfer once again. This guy is he's very expensive in terms of his wages. He's on £71,000 a week, which I'm pretty sure is by far and away our highest salary that we offer to anyone. But he's a 3.5-star rated central defender. He will be our starting centre back this season. He's got 14 caps already for Scotland. He's only 26. He's got decent heading. Could do a bit of work. His marking and tackling are okay too. He's been brought in for a player who we've had to sell. You can probably guess who, but we'll get to that. Then we've got Frederick Lindner, who I'm pretty sure I showed you in the last episode, but I'll show you again here. Right back, brought in as our starting right back for the season. Current ability of 3 stars, potential ability of 4.5 stars. His marking and passing could do with a bit of work. Crossing definitely needs to improve, but his tackling is good at 15, and he's only 20 years old. He's got plenty of under 21 caps for Sweden, and I'm sure he'll be getting full fat international caps for Sweden very soon. Then we have Alessio Landi, brought in for 4.8 million from Cagliari. He's been on loan to us for the past few seasons. We know all about him. He's a very, very good player, and hopefully continues that this season. Svilan Metev, brought in from Ludogorets for about 1.6 million, something along those lines. I think it could rise up to somewhere near 3 million. Another centre-back, youngster, 2.5-star rated, potential ability of up to 5 stars. You can see he's improving in all of his technical attributes, quite a few of his mentals and most of his physicals as well. His marking is up to 12 now. Tackling of 16 is great. He is going to be our backup centre-back. He was originally going to be our starting centre-back, but the scout was a bit wrong in his star rating, so he's going to be a backup. He'll probably get a few games this season, but he's not going to be a regular starter. And then our final signing for the first team is Gabriele Corbo, who cost us £2.5 million. So this one's a bit of an interesting one. I only had space in my squad registration for someone who was homegrown at our club, so I had to do a search for someone that obviously played for Spezia at the start of their career. And this guy came up. He's decent, 3-star rated. He's near the end of his career, so he's not got much, anything in terms of potential. But his attributes are very good, very balanced overall, I would say. He returns to Spezia, where he started his career in 2014, left us in 2018. He's been at Ascoli to Bologna, Tirana, Crotone, Vicenza, Perugia, Monza, and finally he is back at Spezia. And the final signing we made was just a free transfer for a youngster who's going to be in our under-20s. Try and develop him. He's a striker, Nigerian under-20. He's got 2 Nigerian under-20 caps. George Benjamin looks pretty decent. Hopefully we can turn him into a first-team footballer. Now for the outgoing. So Federico Quadrino, his contract was not renewed at the end of last season, and he has actually left to go to ADO Den Haag in the Dutch league, so we wish him well. He was injured quite a lot for us. He never really got a chance to play. He looked like he could have been a decent player, but because of the injuries, there was no point in keeping him. George Fuller has moved on for £275,000 to Sheffield Wednesday, which is a good enough amount of money for me to sell. We got him on a free transfer, of course. He did well for us in the Irish, not for us, but he did well for other teams in the Irish league, but couldn't really get it done for us. He didn't get many opportunities because of Pecorino playing and Marchi being ahead of him as well. So good luck to him in England, Sheffield Wednesday. And then we come to the centre-back who left. David Coccoluto, of course, wanted to leave. He's wanted to leave for quite a while now. His original reason for wanting to leave was because he wasn't getting enough first-team football. We played him pretty much all of last season, and he still didn't want to stay. So we've had to sell him. We sold him for 1.4 million to Benevento, who are in the league below us, I believe. So I don't really know why he wanted to leave. He was getting first-team football in Serie A, but he wanted to go to Serie B. He's the reason why we brought in Leon King and Corbo in centre-back. Another player that's left is Alejandro Vargas. He's moved to Arsenal de Sarandi in Uruguay, I believe. Are they in Uruguay? I think they are. Moved for 525k. They're in Argentina. My apologies. He's moved for 525k. The reason being that he was a non-EU player and we only had space for, well, really one non-EU player, one extra non-EU player because we had him already. And that was Shabalala, who's obviously South African. But we needed to make space for Leon King, who is English. So that's why we've sold Vargas. Obviously just brought in last season. I believe we signed him on a free transfer originally, didn't we? So have we made some money? No, we signed him for 1.1 million. So we've lost some money. That's not good business sense from me. I don't know why I accepted an offer of such value. But we'll move on. So that's all the main outgoings. There's a few loans that are happening at the moment, but I'm not going to run you through all of them. So we'll just take a look at what's happened in the games so far. So pre-season went pretty well for us. So we started off with a defeat to Porto, but we picked up wins against Bari, Crotone, Empoli and Sevilla, with a draw against Pescara sandwiched between those games. But then headed into our first competitive game in the Coppa Italia, and we lost on penalties to Virtus and Teller. Not great. So we're out of the only cup competition that we were entered into this season already. So it's just going to be a completely league-focused campaign this year. Speaking of, it started off well. We played Monza. We beat them by 2-1. Pecorino picking up a brace. Ramos scoring for them. But then we faced Atlanta, who look like a very good side this season. I think they're top of the league at the moment after 2 games. And they beat us quite handily by 3-1. Landy getting our one and only goal. Which leads us into today's episode where we will be playing Bologna and Empoli. Bologna currently 16th in the league. Empoli currently 5th. Just show you the league table now. So you can see our rook slap bang in the middle of the table on 3 points. Empoli up in 5th. They've won both of their games so far. Bologna haven't picked up a victory yet. So hopefully we can pick up some points today. In terms of our outlook for the season, I'll show you the season preview. I think we're expected to finish second bottom. Yeah, so the media aren't very confident for us, but I think we can do a decent job. I think we can maybe get around 10th place this year. So the first of today's matches is against Bologna. As I said, we are at home for this one. Hopefully we can pick up a victory. Bologna, of course, not won all season. Does that mean they're going to win against us in a live episode? Probably. So with Shabalala out injured, this is our lineup for today's game. It's La Rosa in goal, Lintner at right back, Leon King and Gabriele Corbo, our new centre-back pairing. Triple Deli is at left back. Lansaro would normally play left back. I think he is going to play left back actually. He was out of the squad because of suspension, I believe, for the last game. It was either suspension or injury. But Lansaro is in at left back today. Fagioli comes in for Shabalala in defensive midfield. Then we've got Matteo Marini and Vanni Chili in centre midfield. Fagioli's actually been playing in centre midfield rather than Marini alongside Chili, but he was originally dropped for this game, but then Shabalala picked up his injury, so Fagioli is in for him. Lucidi is at right wing, Landy is at left wing, and then Pecorino is up front by himself. Hopefully they can score some goals today. So mixed form for us, as I've already said. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw in our last 3 games. Bologna with just the 1 win in their last 3. That must have been in the cup. Obviously, they've lost both of their league games so far this season. As we look at an almost full capacity Giovanni Costa Stadium. Hopefully, we can give the fans a show today as we come out of the tunnel in our white kit. Bologna in their blue and red standard home kit. Let's see what Spezia can do. Well, Bologna have the first chance. Corner from Salas, headed away. And Ramon is going to pick that up for Bologna within the opening 10 minutes. Gets it back from Moda. Now Paolucci back to Moda. Can Chile win the ball? He can, but Paolucci wins it back immediately and finds Ramon. Now Natari's got it on the left-hand side. Plays it forward to Zambrano. Ramon, a nice passing play from Bologna, just passing around us. Zambrano, the chance to get a ball in. He's in the box. He pulls it across. And Lansaro with a very important interception there. Whoever the striker was there for Bologna was pretty much guaranteed a goal if that ball had gone through to him. So we're 26 minutes in. We've not really had much opportunity. Neither of Bologna though. But I'm gonna change it to our 4-4-2 formation, or at least try to. I'm not sure we've got the players on the field to do it. So Landy will go up front alongside Pecorino. Then we don't. Chile can play on the right side of midfield, so he might be okay on the left. We play him as an inverted winger just for the time being. And then we'll play Marini as a deep line playmaker and Fagioli as the advanced playmaker. See if we can create a few more chances for ourselves. So we get to half time and it's 0-0. A pretty boring game so far, but pretty even on the number of shots and possession. Most stats are even. They've had a few more or one more shot on target than us. Marini's not doing well in centre midfield. Chile is managing okay in left midfield. So we're going to move Chile to the centre midfield position. We're going to take off Marini and we will bring on Triple Deli. I was looking for Hristov, but I think he's injured at the moment, which is unfortunate. He's normally the man that we play at left mid. So elsewhere on the field, we've got a few 6.5s. Pecorino on a 6.5 up front. Lindner, a right back, on a 6.5. He's not really performed for us so far since signing, so that's a bit disappointing, but we'll give him a bit more time in this game to try and improve that rating. Goal kick, La Rosa takes it out towards Lucidi on the right-hand side. Headed back to Lindner, ball over the top, given away really very easily, and Bologna come away with it now with Salas. Plays it back to his centre-back Giuliano, now Zambrano on the left-hand side, forward to Salas. Again, back to Moda, now Ramon. They're very good at their patient passing, it seems, Bologna, as Ramon has it again. Finds Moda. Be nice if we could win the ball back here, but we can't. Salas gets it from Castrati. Now it's Desizovic, and Jacek Desizovic, I can't say that name, has put Bologna 1-0 up here. That's disappointing. That is very disappointing. So we're going to switch to attacking. And we're going to go and have a look at the tactics and subs because the two strikers are having an awful game today. They're obviously not getting they're not getting enough chances. We're going to take Pecorino off, bring in Marchi on. Hopefully he can have a bit of a better game and help Landy have a better game as well. As I don't think this highlight is going to come to anything. Giuliano with the ball out wide to Zambrano, forward to the goal scorer. That's what we're calling him from now on because I can't say his name. Zambrano on the left-hand side, good tackle from Lindner, and that's out for a corner for Bologna. Goal kick for Bologna. And it's Stincone to take. Smashes it towards the right-hand side. Castrati wins the header. It's a good tackle from... No, it's not a good tackle. And the goal scorer's in to possibly get a second goal. He pulled it wide. That was a great opportunity for him. Fortunately, he missed. Okay, we've not got long left here. 76 minutes in. Triple Deli has picked up an injury and apparently it's affecting him. So that's not good. We're going to drop Landy back down to left wing. Move him up to the left wing position rather than left midfield. Take Triple Deli off. Schettino is coming on. The youngster, Germano Schettino, who can play many positions, but he's going to be playing up front for us today. We'll keep him as a deep lying forward. We'll see how that goes. And we'll demand more again. Doesn't seem to be working, but we'll keep trying. Very late on in the game, Lansara's got a throw in a good position, but that's headed away by Bologna. We're going to get the ball back, though, with Vanni Chili. Can we get a last-minute equaliser? Corbo plays it out wide left to Lansaro. Can he get a ball into the box? He tries, it's blocked, and Bologna are going to come away with this. Salas to Isaacson, long ball forward. And our centre-back has just wandered up the pitch. Not at all tried to even go for the ball. And Jacek Desizovic has scored his second goal of the game. And it's going to be a Bologna win. They haven't won all season. They come to us and they pick up their first win, it seems, as Landy plays the ball in. Schettino's there, and it's a good save from Stincone. It was straight at him, to be honest. You can tell Schettino's not an out-and-out striker as Stincone launches that ball forward for Bologna, and time is running out for us here. There's not really much chance of us getting a draw. We might be able to get a goal, but even that looks like a slim possibility. Chile, the ball forward, headed away by Natari, and I just want the referee to put us out of our misery because it looks like Bologna could get a third. It's Gleeson. He's ran past our entire defence. He's in the box, and that's a terrible tackle, and that's got to be a penalty. It's not. It's a goal kick. I thought surely that was a penalty. It did not look like he won the ball at all. And this will be the last kick of the game, I hope, as Gleeson wins the ball in the air for Bologna. And the goal scorer plays it back to Isaacson. And Moda forward to Gleeson, and that is out for a throw-in. Can you please blow the whistle, referee? Thank you. So a painful game today, a 2-0 defeat at home to a side that hadn't won all season. Not happy with the performance. And I thought this was going to be the easier of today's two games. Of course, we play Empoli next, who have won again. They've beaten Parma by 3-1, so they're on a 100% record. We've won one game out of three. It's not looking promising. And Triple Deli is injured for 3 to 4 days, so he'll miss the game against Empoli. So disappointing news in the gap between the two games as Lucidi is out injured now. He's pulled his groin. He's out for between 4 to 7 days. That means that we're going to be lacking a bit on the right-hand side. So here we go. It's time for the second of today's 2 games. It is the harder of the 2 on paper. We have dropped down to 14th in the table. Empoli are currently second, as I said, unbeaten in the league so far this season. And it wasn't actually time for the game. It is now, though. Juve have just beaten Parma by 4-0 to knock Empoli down to third. So I was wanting to start with our 4-4-2 wing play formation today, but we don't actually have anyone that can play on the left side of midfield because of injuries and other such things. Is Hristov injured? I'm assuming he is. Let's just have a look. Yes, he is. How long is he out injured for? Another 3 weeks possibly. That's not great. So we're going to have to play our 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder formation. And Lucidi's obviously not going to be able to play today. Landi is going to be at left wing. There's a bit of shuffling around to do, so I'll come back once that's done. So this is the lineup that I have settled on for today's game against Empoli. So we've got La Rosa in goal. Faidi comes in at right back because Lintner hasn't really played well for us so far. Mitev is in central defence, technically in place of King, who moves to left back because of Lansaro not being fully fit and Triple-Deli being injured, and he is the only other player that can play at left back. So it's Mitev and Corbo in central defence today. Fagioli is again starting as defensive midfielder. Malamo comes in at centre midfield technically for Chile, but really it's for Lucidi because Chile's moved out to the right wing. So we've got Marini and Malamo in centre midfield together. Chile on the right wing, Landi on the left wing, and then Lorenzo Marchi comes in for Pecorino, as he didn't have a great game last time out. Hopefully Marchi can do a bit better. Empoli do try and play possession football, so a counter-attacking start to the game for us probably isn't the worst idea in the world. Let's just hope we can pick up some points. As I said, I did want to play our 4-4-2 wing play formation, as that is what seemed to get us our points early on in the season last year, but not able to do that today. So it's another home game for us, back-to-back home games. I've just read at the bottom of the screen that Empoli have won 7 and we've won 6 of the last 13 games between the two sides. Of course, Empoli doing a lot better than us so far this season, but it's still very early days. Things can all change, and hopefully they do. Empoli playing in blue today, us in our standard white kit. Let's hope we can get a victory. So throw in for us, Faidi with it on the right-hand side, gets it back from Malamo, chance to get a ball in possibly, pulls it back to Malamo instead. He pulls it back further to Fagioli, now it's Marini on the edge of the box. Can he get a turn and shot away? Chile can shoot, Chile can score! Vanni Chile, our first effort on goal in the entire game after 26 minutes, and it's a great finish from Vanni Chile in a very advanced central position, the right winger there. It was good build-up play. The 3 centre midfielders, if you include the defensive midfielder, passing amongst themselves. And then Marini finding Chile, and Chile just having an effort from the edge of the box. And it's a great finish, completely against the run of play, but we're 1-0 up. Another throw in on the right-hand side. Could it be another chance for us? Faidi is taking the throw, finds Malamo, who plays it to Chile in a similar position to where he scored from, pulls it back to Fagioli this time. Instead, Landi past the defender. Landi with a great chance. It's a good save from the goalkeeper. Landi arguably should have done better there, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but I guess his angles were a bit narrowed as Malamo puts the ball in the box and Landi does not get to the ball. Malamo, though, pulls it back to Chile. Lots of men back for Empoli, and that chance is over. Free kick for Empoli. Squassoni with the ball into the box. Pelaccioni's there, and that's off the bar and over. Fortunately for us, because I don't think the goalkeeper was getting there if it was under the bar. Another chance. Squassoni with another free kick. And I'm not sure who that was. Cuneo, I think it was. It's a good save from La Rosa. Cuneo literally had to hit that anywhere except for where he did, as Landi's now picked up an injury. The injuries just keep on coming. So, what is it? It's a potential knee injury for Landi. That's concerning. That could be one that keeps him out for a while. But the only option we've got on the bench is Atsori. We've got Marchi on the field already who can play at left wing. We're going to bring Atsori on at left wing we'll keep him as an inverted winger. He's not great. He's 2-star rated. I'd really like for these injuries to just stop. It's not great, as Empoli have another opportunity here. It's Carraro on the right-hand side. Tries a ball in the box. Favili gets another chance for it. It's Tecneo and La Rosa with some terrible goalkeeping there, I think. Sidibe with the assist. Cuneo with the goal for Empoli. and it is 1-1 just before half-time. Would have been nice if we could have held on to half-time. So we've obviously had to make that one change already. Marchi not doing well up front on a 6.5, Malamo on a 6.52, as is Fagioli, King, and Corbo. Lots of players performing pretty poorly today. On the bench, our options are limited, I would say, in terms of players that can change the game. Schettino possibly moving into centre midfield could do something, and maybe Pecorino coming on up front, but he didn't play well last game. We're going to... Can we do that? How's Marini an advanced playmaker? Okay, so what we're going to do, we've moved Marini to defensive midfield. Fagioli is back up as an advanced playmaker. We're going to take Malamo off in the box-to-box role. We're going to bring on Germano Schettino for him. Do we do that, or do we bring Philip Clark on? I think we bring Philip Clark on. So ignore what I've just said. Philip Clark's coming on for Malamo. Marini is remaining in centre midfield in the box-to-box role. Fagioli staying in defensive midfield as the deep-lying playmaker. And hopefully Clark can provide a bit of pizzazz for our strikers to get on the end of and hopefully get a goal. I don't know whether I should change the tactic to Catenaccio now, thinking about it. 57 minutes gone. Empoli aren't exactly the team that I thought we'd have to use Catenaccio against, but it seems it might be the way forward. I'm not going to do it yet. A bit early in the season to be panicking in that way. So Chile is struggling out there in terms of fitness, so we're going to take him off. We've got Giuseppe Cozzolino on the bench, who is a youngster, I think, and he can't even really play at right midfield. Why is it telling me to bring him on? We've not got any other right wingers. Okay, Cozzolino coming on. His first appearance. See how he does. As Empoli are not on the attack. I thought they were, but we're actually shooting that way. Is this going to be a chance for us? Fagioli to Clark. Back to Fagioli, and that is awful. Scuffet. Scuffet. Do you pronounce that as Scuffet, or is that as in like Scuffet, like buffet? It's an interesting name. Scuffet was what our player did just before when he tried to pass as Marchi with a header, and that is just wide from Marchi. Nice attempt from us though. Nice to see us still trying. I'm hoping we can hold on for this draw now. It looks like we can. There's the full-time whistle. It's a 1-1 draw against Empoli today. I would have taken that at the start of the episode. Empoli still unbeaten this season, but it's the first time they've not won. So that result leaves us one place better off in 13th. Empoli are still in 3rd. There's teams, or at least one team below us, who can overtake us. That's Cagliari. They haven't played yet, but it's not the worst of starts to the season. Not the best either. Let's see how bad this injury is for Landi. 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 months. Torn knee ligaments, and the injury list just continues to get bigger. Hristov is the man who we would normally replace Landi with. That's something like that. I can't get sentences or English out. But he's out injured as well for 11 days to 3 weeks. So this is going to be a very tough time for us. So looking ahead to the next episode, we will be back for the games against Perugia, who are 18th in the table, and Udinese, who are 19th in the table. Hopefully that means we'll be able to pick up some victories against those two sides since they are so low down. But of course it is quite early in the season, so anything could happen in the meantime. In the games against Genoa, Lazio, Inter, Fiorentina and Sassuolo. Lazio, Inter and Fiorentina back-to-back is a pretty tough run, but we'll see how we get on. Hopefully we don't get any more injuries to starters, because it's getting a bit tetchy here at Spezia. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out, hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.